Hello friends, the Indian National Congress was formed in 1885 and in the years after that, the Indian National Congress was completely leading the Indian independence movement. But what about the years before 1885? Was there any major organization in India before 1885? So the answer is yes, there were organizations, but these organizations were mostly regional. That is why in this video we will see major organizations before 1885 which were formed in Bengal, Bombay and Madras. Let's start from Bengal. In 1833, Raja Ram Mohan Roy died. 3 years after that, in 1836, the Bang Bhasha Prakashika Sabha was formed by Gauri Shankar Tark Bagish, who was a close associate of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Apart from this, the other major organizations in Bengal were the Zamindari Association, the Bengal British India Society and the Indian League. We will see them one by one. Let's start with Bang Bhasha Prakashika Sabha, which was established in 1836. We have already seen its founder, Gauri Shankar Tark Bagish. And the main objective of this Sabha was to promote Bengali language and create a public opinion among people. Means to create an awareness so that people can understand what is going on around them and can form an opinion about it. So this was Bang Bhasha Prakashika Sabha. Next is Zamindari Association, which was formed in 1838. The founders of Zamindari Association were Raja Radhakant Dev and Dwarka Nath Tagore, and the objective of this organization was to safeguard the interest of the landlords through constitutional means. These people used to get their demands satisfied through petition from the British East India Company. So this was the first time that an organization was working through constitutional means. That is why it is called India's first political organization. And because this organization was working only for the welfare of the landlords, hence it was also named as Landlord Society. Now let's see the next political organization of Bengal, which is Bengal British India Society, which was formed in 1843. Its founder was George Thompson, who was a British, and the members of this organization were some British and some Indians. And the aim of this organization was to take the conditions of the people in British India, which is the ground reality, to the other parts of the country, to the government, as well as to the people sitting in London. But Zamindari Association and Bengal British India Society, both these organizations merged into an organization named British India Association in 1851. British India Association had the idea that preparations were going on to bring a new Charter Act, that is Charter Act of 1853, in the British Parliament. So they also sent some of their demands through a petition to the British Parliament. Their demand was that there should be a separate legislature consisting of elected people. See, at that time, the legislature in India meant the Executive Council of the Governor General. Executive Council used to do executive work and legislative work as well. That is, they used to make laws as well. And British India Association is talking about making separate legislature. They wanted separate executive and judiciary. The British officers who were working on high positions, they wanted their salaries to be reduced and wanted to remove the company's monopoly in salt production, which means no tax has to be paid on salt. They wanted to abolish abkari, that is, no tax has to be paid on alcohol as well. Apart from this, they wanted that the stamp duty should also be removed. The demands of the British India Association were quite advanced. Their demands were partially accepted in the Charter Act of 1853, and this was the biggest success of the British India Association. In the Charter Act of 1853, the Governor General Council was expelled. Now 6 members were executives and 6 members were kept separately for legislative functions. This was a big change. Legislative and executive functions were separate. So this was the British India Association. Now let's see the Indian League, which was formed in 1875. Its founder was Shishir Kumar Ghosh, and the objective of this organization was to inculcate the spirit of nationalism among the people and to give political education to the people. So this was the Indian League. But till this time, people were quite unhappy with the work of the British Indian Association. Most of the policies of the British Indian Association seemed to be in favor of the landlords. Due to this discontent, some big leaders formed a new political organization called the Indian Association of Calcutta. It was formed in 1876. In this organization, the big leaders of the Indian League had also joined. Now, the membership of the Indian Association of Calcutta was increasing rapidly, and branches of this organization had started opening in different towns of Bengal and even outside Bengal. This organization was now taking a national character, and that is why its name was changed to Indian National Association. The Indian League was also merged in this organization. The founders of this Indian National Association were Surendranath Banerjee and Anand Mohan Bose. The objective of this organization was to make political, intellectual, and material advancement of the people, and that too in a legitimate way. When the eligibility age of civil services was reduced to 19, the Indian National Association opposed it, demanding that civil services exams should be held in England as well as in India. They wanted that there should be more and more Indians on higher administrative positions. They also protested against the Arms Act and the Vernacular Press Act. This organization finally merged with the Indian National Congress in 1885. So these were all the major political associations before 1885 which were in Bengal. Now let us see which were the major political organizations of Bombay before 1885. So there are two names in it, Pune Sarvajanik Sabha and Bombay Presidency Association, in which this Pune Sarvajanik Sabha was formed in 1867. It was formed by M.G. Ranade and S.H. Chiplunkar. Their objective was to become a bridge between the government and the people, so that people's opinion could reach the government and the people could understand the policies of the government. After that, in 1885, Bombay Presidency Association was formed. Its founders were Badruddin Tyabji, Firoz Shah Mehta, and K.T. Telang. Actually, this organization was formed due to Lord Lytton's policies and Ilbert Bill controversy. An objective was to work in national interest. They also hosted the first meeting of Indian National Congress in Bombay in 1885. So these were the major organizations of Bombay. Now let's see the organizations of Madras Polity, which was formed before 1885. Madras Mahajan Sabha was formed in Madras in 1884. Its founders were M. V. Raghvachari, B. Subramanya Iyer, and P. Ananda Charlu. Their objective was to make an all-India organization so that they can liberate the country. This organization exists even today. A few years back, they had celebrated the 125th anniversary of their organization. So we have seen all the major political parties in India before 1885. Now let us see which major political organization were outside India before 1885. So this organization was in London and its name was East India Association, which was founded in 1866 by Dada Bhai Naroji. The objective was to convey India's situation to the people of England and to create pressure on their government by the people there, so that something good could be done for the people of India. So this was the East India Association, which was in London. With this, we have covered all the major political parties before 1885. To understand Indian history and Indian polity in detail, do follow Bookstawa playlist. Link is given in the description box. Thank you for watching Bookstawa.